Alright, so you want to download some maps to your MotionX GPS for offline use because you're going into an area that has no network or Wi-Fi coverage. So here's what we do. From the menu, lower right-hand side, hit Setup. Fourth choice, Map Downloads, tap Map Downloads. First choice in the Map Downloads column on the left is Download New Maps. Here you'll select the type of map you want to cache. MotionX Road, MotionX Terrain, both of those are supplied by the OpenCycle map source. You also have a NOAA Marine Experimental map, but for our purposes for overlanding, we're going to choose MotionX Terrain. Tap Next. Now what you're presented with in this window is an overview of the map, which you can zoom out using the plus and minus keys. You can also pinch and zoom. And you want to select an area that isn't the entire state. I know it's you want to have as much information as possible, and the temptation is, oh, just download the entire state that I'm operating in. The problem with that is each one of these tiles is a tremendous amount of data. So you really want to pre-plan areas where you know you're not going to have any coverage, or at least the area that you're going to be operating in with or without coverage. But don't choose an entire state. It'll be ridiculously huge. The way that you choose the area that you want to download, you see this little red oblong here. This is the route selection tool, and it can be expanded and contracted in a variety of ways to choose the areas. You see it's overlaying the map. That is the area in which it will download. You also have a choice. You can select by area, which you tap the area. Now it's a larger circular grid that you're going to download, and you can resize that area very easily with your fingertip. For this demonstration, I'm just going to pick a route. I'm going to choose a small area here in Santa Cruz. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Santa Cruz Mountains. Perfect. Now I want to select the zoom level at which I want this map to operate. My experience has been for off-road use that max zoom, which is 16, and maybe 10 by 16 in the zoom range. Once you've selected that, simply tap the download button, and in a moment the download will very much begin. When it's downloading, MotionX can't be used for any other function. However, you can pause your downloads for operations if you want to do it later. You just want to segment certain things while you're starting out right now. No problem to do that. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and pause. Let's assume that this had finished okay. What you can do is then go ahead and name your map area, and you'll see here in my maps area I've already got several maps that are previously downloaded: Bodie, Casa Loma Range, Hollister, etc. These have all been named, but you'll see the one we just downloaded is called Map Tile Set 1. Kind of boring. Tap into the screen, type test map, we're done. So now that's in there. There's nothing you need to do with this area once your maps are downloaded, as the application automatically looks for the cached maps. You don't have to tell it to look for them. It knows that they're there. So as you're driving and you need map areas, it will automatically pull from the tiles that are stored in the map downloads area. To view an area that you've downloaded, you can choose the area. Let's pick Mammoth in this case, and then tap the view button up here. This will show you an area in which I downloaded. Now, at the zoom range on this particular one, I have 916. I'm not particularly zoomed in, but you know, you can look at some geographic features here, like this is Mono Lake right up here, so I know the area pretty well in terms of the large geography. And then you can check your zoom range down here and see how low it'll go. In my case, 15 is what I did on this one, 915. Not sure why I did it that way. 15 or 16 is certainly adequate. I mean, you can see the resolution, you know, at this level pretty well. And then, of course, the minimum would be 9, which is that. Pretty useless at 9, don't you think? 10 probably would have been a bit better, which is what we're looking at right here. So that's it for the map downloads. In terms of like how many maps you can download, it's based on how big your iPad is. I have a 64 gigabyte iPad, and you can see maybe right here the details of these tiled maps. Some of them are quite large. The Bodie one is 766.7 megabytes, all the way down to Hollister Road map, which is 14.9 megabytes. So big difference in what you're seeing here in terms of like storage size, but it's all based on what your iPad is. Bonus to this is that you can back up this data through iTunes. So you don't necessarily have to have every map you've ever created on board. You can simply choose the maps for the area that you're going to be operating in, drag and drop them into MotionX, and just carry those particular maps with you.